Hello again, I'm Bob Weir with another interview of people in the news in North Texas. My guest today is Michael Callaway, Democrat candidate for Justice of the Peace in Precinct 4. Thank you for being here, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Please begin by giving our viewers some background information such as occupation, education, etc.
Absolutely. I graduated from Baylor in 1996, degree in economics, international business. I got my MBA from the University of Dallas in 2004, and I've worked for a financial firm for the last almost 20 years. I've been doing that through different jobs, working with individuals and 401k plans.
All right, how about for those people who may not know, what are the duties of the Justice of the Peace?
Yeah, the one that people know the most is marriage. Interestingly enough, the Justice of the Peace doesn't have to do them, but they can. They also deal with evictions, that's one of the big things, truancy, traffic tickets, and small claims court, anything below $10,000.
It's often referred to as the People's Court.
That's right.
I think it's the closest to the people
That's
because
right.
of all the traffic summonses, things like that. Does the JP ever handle felonies?
They do not. It goes through, it's the court of first entry, so it goes through it, but ultimately if it's beyond a certain scope, it then goes to another court. I've had a lot of conversation with Jay Hand, the current judge, and it goes through it, the paperwork goes through it, but you actually don't deal with those cases directly.
And how long is a term of justice?
It is for 4 years.
4 years. All right, how about if a person was going to the JP court in Precinct 4, what's the location?
It is a beautiful location. It is right off of 377, just north of, is it 1170, what's the road out here, Cross Timber?
Yeah, it's 1171.
Yeah, 1171, so it's
Right.
just north of that, very close to the Cross Timbers Church. Beautiful location.
Yeah, hopefully most people won't know where it is because they won't have.
What's interesting is that building now does so many things. You can get your driver's license, a lot of things are there.
That's
Yeah.
right. It is a multi-purpose building. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. So, tell people, our viewers, why do you feel you're qualified for this position?
That's a great question, and one that comes up a lot because they'll be like, "You're not a lawyer," and the thought is you should be a lawyer. Interestingly enough, it's designed not to be a law degree judge. It is a magistrate type of position. You're the court of first entry. You look through things, but you're actually not a judge in that regard. It's the only one that you don't have to be a lawyer, that and the Supreme Court. My work with prototype plans as a 401k, you're dealing with ERISA law. You're dealing with very complicated items, but you have to work within a framework. And the JP court works kind of the same way. You're not dealing with all of the law. You're dealing with a scaled down version of it. It's written in layman's terms, and if it's inside your box, you do it, and if it's outside the box, it goes to a higher court. And my work's been very similar like that.
And that's something a lot of people are confused about. They think that you have to be a lawyer
That's
to
right.
be a JP, but it's more of an administrative function.
That's right.
I believe.
Yeah, Judge Hand was not a lawyer, and he's been our JP for the last 12 years.
How about that? Is there a period of training before a JP takes the office?
Yes, there is. The state of Texas will send you down to Austin. You go through schooling. Interestingly enough, even if you are a lawyer, you still have to go through that schooling, but you don't then go through the law portion. So I would have to do an additional law portion if I win that Harris Hewitt would not have to go through.
Okay, what type of campaigning have you been doing for this? The election, of course, is November 6th.
And everyone always keeps asking me, when is your election? Because they kind of think it should be like with the city or other municipal. I'm like, nope, I'm on with the big guys, with Ted Cruz, Beto O'Rourke, I'm on with all of them. I've been doing speeches at places, meetings at people's homes, signs, a lot of Facebook posts. I try and write very deliberately on things that I believe in. Here's what I believe, here's why I believe it. And then I really invite people to tell me why they think I'm wrong.
And so your campaigning has to do with, will you have literature out or mailings and things like that?
We're Democrats, so we don't have quite the funding of the Republicans, but we are working on that. We've got signs, and sending out mailings is actually really expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It's
yeah.
really expensive.
Yeah.
It's also not as effective. People now just kind of toss it. So been doing a lot of it on Facebook.
Yeah, well, social media is very strong now for political campaigning. It's
Right.
it's really gotten big. It's marvelous.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the way, do you think you'll be debating your opponent? With Harris Huey as your opponent?
I would love to debate Harris Huey. So far, I haven't heard. I know my campaign wanted to do one at Robeson Ranch, which is part of our precinct. But so far, we haven't heard. I know Brian Webb's been trying to do a debate as well. We kind of want to do a county level one of JP and county commissioner. But so far, we haven't heard back.
Well, is there anything else that you like to add about your candidacy? Because we're going to be wrapping up in a little while. So,
an example that I use oftentimes to describe what people will think of a lawyer as better qualified. And the example I use is, imagine you're hiring for a job, and you've got a brain surgeon and an emergency medical technician, and you say, well, who's more qualified? The first question is, what's the job? If the job is battlefield medicine, getting soldiers off the field, getting them treated and triaged quickly, actually the EMT is more qualified than the brain surgeon. However, the brain surgeon has a ton of experience that the EMT does not have. I kind of look at my candidacy in the same way. Working with the 401k plans that I did, working within the box that I did, it's actually very similar to what a JP court would be. And that's kind of been my approach, and I feel that's why I would be actually a better candidate for this role than even a lawyer.
okay, we probably didn't mention, what town or city do you live in now?
I live in Roanoke. I live in
Roanoke.
Roanoke, right on the southern part of Precinct 4.
Is that where your opponent lives?
He lives in Argyle.
Oh, Argyle. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've forgotten. Okay.
Yeah.
I've done so many of these.
Right.
But, well, I guess if there's nothing else that you can think of, we pretty much covered all of the duties of a JP. And so I want to thank you for being here, Michael.
Thank you.
And good luck in the election.
Thank you. And if you'd like to find out more about me, my website is CallawayForDenton.com, or you can find it on Facebook, Callaway for Denton, CALLA. Everyone puts an O.
Okay, and I will make sure that that's in the written
Oh, thank
portion
you.
as well.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you for being here. And thank you for watching.